Hi, my name is Angela McCarty, and I'm a senior ecology major at Susquehanna University. I'm working with Dr. Carlos Utica on my research, and that is, are rotational grazing practices impacting native vertebrate diversity in Pennsylvania streams? So for my research, I have been working remotely at home in my small town of York Springs, Pennsylvania in Adams County on a local farm. And so my county is it's a small county, but it's one of the leading ones in the state for agriculture. However, there are very few conservation efforts in the area, even though multiple agencies offer grants. Farmers often don't apply for them due to the loss of land or money they would face if they did participate in these efforts. So my research is looking at the number of species at different sites to see the impact of rotational grazing, whether the cows are there all year round, whether they've never been there, or if they're there for certain months out of the year. And my goal is to look at the impact as a benefit to both the farmer and the environment to find a balance for all. So my methodology for this is that over a span of 6 months from October of 2020 to April of 2021, so I'm not quite done yet, I'm still working on it, but I've been surveying 4 sites, 1 outside of any pastures, 2 grazed rotationally, and 1 all year round. I've set up a total of 8 trail cameras, 2 at each site. 1 is pointing upstream, 1 is pointing downstream, and they're all set to take 3 pictures at 12 megapixel resolution. And these are checked biweekly. And then I also have a minnow trap at each of the 4 sites, and that's checked every other day to keep the animals inside from perishing. And that's half submerged so that semi-aquatic animals can still get oxygen. However, in the winter, once the temperatures dropped below freezing, it was fully submerged. And they are removed in cases of inclement weather, such as Hurricane Delta and any of the snowstorms we've been facing. So results that I found, on the left, I have a bar graph showing the minnow trap species richness, which isn't very different. The animals being found were pretty much tadpoles, minnows, frogs, and crawfish at each of the sites. However, site 4 did show the highest species richness. And for the camera species, since they are sets of 2 cameras, I have a grouped bar graph, and site 1 is the highest at 11 different species, but site 4 is very close. Site 4 actually had the highest number of species. So preliminary results show that that will have the highest diversity overall. It had the most aquatic and terrestrial species. And there were actually 320 animals seen there versus 265 seen at site 1 for the camera species. So the species I saw most overall on the camera was the red fox, Vulpes vulpes. I saw them a total of 189 times so far. Again, I haven't finished looking at the cameras. I haven't pulled all the data yet. And for the minnow traps, I saw minnows the most. They were actually identified as creek chubs, and they were found in all 4 traps. I've caught 257 of those so far. So a little bit of discussion. I expected the highest diversity at the sites that are grazed seasonally, the rotationally grazed ones, and the preliminary results seem to be supporting this. Deer are the exception to this because deer and cows are both ungulates. They share the same diet, so I do not expect to see them, and they have not been seen as much in the fields where the cows are. So typically waterways that have a higher good status are shown to present greater evidence of impact of cattle exposure. And now the status of this stream is unknown. I wish I would have done water quality on it, but it does seem to be in very good health. So that is one thing I would improve. But overall, within the framework of Osman's intermediate disturbance hypothesis, it seems that having rotationally grazing cattle can be somewhat beneficial to the ecosystem, and there can be a balance found between the farming and the environment that can create a healthy balance that will allow the county agriculture to thrive while not damaging the environment.